300,000 years have passed since the dawn of man. Our ancestors have built civilisations only to watch them fall, again and again, one after another. Even today, man still hungers for knowledge and power. It is their thirst that has driven them towards both their furtherance and demise. Yet here you stand, famished. You have done nothing but seek, and your cup remains empty. Have you considered learning how to make my yummy wummy pie crust for pies? Listen up, Stinkies. If you have 0 life skills, I'm here to give you just one. You can thank me with a like and comment or whatever, or like 300 pounds, or a car, or a horse. I recorded this a while ago for a friend, but for the price of absolutely no extra cost and the non-consensual acquisition of your soul, I bring this recipe to you. Start by putting 200 milliliters of water in the freezer. It will take about 40 minutes for it to get to the perfect amount of icy. This is just under a cup, by the way. 500 grams or 3 cups and a quarter of flour. We'll be using plain flour or all-purpose flour, and if you really want, you can have a tiny bit of brown flour or whole wheat flour. We have 1 tablespoon of sugar. I used cane sugar that was blended, but you can use white sugar, and half a teaspoon of salt, 200 grams of butter, which is also 2 sticks of butter, roughly. You can minus a tablespoon if you want, or 15 tablespoons of butter. And from the ice water that you'll have in 40 minutes from now, we're going to be using 5 to 8 tablespoons. For this recipe, I use 7, but you need to feel it out. Maybe the flour you use will react differently.
Hello, it's Rain, and I'll teach you some cooking stuff. First, I need a big bowl. We're going to make some dough. Zero it out and putting 500 grams of flour. I'm going to start with the plain flour. That is 200. Let's see if there's any more in here. Let's add some brown flour. Just a little bit. Okay, that's about 300 now. Finish it off with plain flour. There you go, 500 grams. 500 grams of flour, mostly white. There's a tiny bit of brown. Let me get that in cups. Yeah, about a quarter. So 3 cups and a quarter of flour. That's the quarter cup, and this is the 3 cups. This will make kind of a lot. 1 tablespoon sugar. This is just brown sugar blended. 1 tablespoon. And let's do a solid half teaspoon so I don't accidentally poison anyone. Half teaspoon of salt. Now you either sift this or you whisk it to get like all the lumps out. Okay, hello again. So will you get your butter? Get your butter. This is 200 grams. There you go, 200 grams. You need to cut it into pieces, just like big pieces, but it's okay. We can do it really fast. Yay! I did it! Wow, no. It wasn't a camera trick or anything. Get half of this, put it in here, cut it with your knife. So, slowly. Oh yeah, I whisked it. That's why it's smooth. Get this nice and incorporate. I use a sharp knife because it just cuts through the butter like butter. And then you just want to make sure, first of all, do not let this get to room temperature. Get it straight out of the fridge and just put it in here. Just keep going until it's smooth. And then you take this, you put it in here when it's smooth, and then you just do it until it's chunky. So so imagine I already did this. Just get the big chunks out, like that. That is how you put it in. See how big these chunks are? See, they're quite big still. Like that. But that is the second time. The first time, just make it like as little pieces as possible, like not bigger than a pea. Okay. All done. So you want to get your water out of the freezer. It should have like the tiniest bit of ice in it. And this was chilling in the fridge while this got really, really cold. You'll see that there are some really, really big pieces of butter in here, but it's very, like the flour has gotten thicker from all the butter that I put in before the big chunks. We're going to put 4 tablespoons of ice water in here. Well, it needs to be like a full tablespoon. I don't think I can do that with one hand. And you cut it into the dough until it's mixed. And then you have to feel it, okay? This is going to be the hardest part because the flour is constantly absorbing the water and you will not be able to feel it until it's fully absorbed. So don't rush it. If you need to like let it sit for 10 minutes to absorb the water just so you're 100% sure, then do that. Just like squeeze it together and see how it's holding up. Okay, so this is kind of starting to feel more like dough, especially with the big chunks of butter. So I'm going to squeeze it some more and see how I feel about it. Texture-wise, this is as well. This is 4 tablespoons of water. See how I feel about it texture-wise, and then I'll come back. I'm just gonna squish it like all the way through. Okay. Hello again. You can see that this is like really, really dry dough. Technically, you could press this into a pan and it would be great, but we're not pressing, we're rolling. So we're gonna go in with another tablespoon of water, even though I spilt a bunch of it. And I'm gonna like cut that through with a knife, just so it's slightly better incorporated, and then I'll just keep squeezing it. Okay, we are so close to a dough. This is a very, this is a bit too powdery to control, and you don't want to knead this, you just want to squish it. You can see when I push my finger in it, it's very powdery. So we're gonna go for 1 more tablespoon. That would be 6 tablespoons of water. Okay, about ready to put this in the fridge now. I think this was 6 tablespoons of water. Whatever I said to stop at, it's that. This, I just compressed it down as much as I could. I'm gonna put some cling film over it. Chuck it in the fridge. This is cling film, by the way. You want to let it hydrate before you mess with it. Put it, cling film on. And this goes into the fridge for at least 10 minutes. At least 10 minutes, maybe 15. I have returned. I still have my ice water with ice in it. I have my bowl of dough. Should be a lot more moisturized now. I'm gonna take this out. See if I can get it a little bit rolled out, and then if it's too dry, I'll add water. I put another tablespoon of water in, so that's 7 now. I can squish it into a dough. I can press it down and it mostly stays together. That is what you're looking for. When you're rolling it, it is going to break off at the sides, but do you want a nice buttery dry dough, or do you want a wet, dumplingy, stretchy dough? That's it, that's great. That's great. You can just try to get this into a like a square shape, and then it's square. And then I'll just go into the fridge until I'm ready to use it.
You might be asking, what do I put in the pie dough? I made all this pie dough and I don't have an idea for pie. Well, it doesn't really matter what you put in it. You can put anything in it. You could put buds, fruit, sugar, cannibalism, a tree. Pie's gonna be pie. So put whatever you want. If you really want me to give you an example, I guess you can request it in the comments. But look at the pies that I made with this recipe. Isn't it nice? Rain, that dough looks too buttery and too crispy. Is it too buttery and too crispy for you? Too buttery crispy? Well, isn't that a shame? How silly. Say good job to me right now. Say it.